Hello, welcome to another video from BetfairTradingCommunity.com. I found a game that interests me at halftime. I always like to look at the halftime stats of teams, and this is the NK. Should I try and say it? I don't know. Versus ND. I'm going to call it NK versus ND. We're over in Slovenia for this one. 8 shots for the home team, 4 on target. 6 for the away team, none on target. Don't love that none on target, but 4 shots on target at this stage is okay. Not amazing, but these are fairly solid stats. Where this interests me is when I head over to the Betfair Trading Community Forum and I look at this match, as you can see up here. We can actually see that a lot of the goals are scored here between 60 minutes and full time. So 20%, 30%, that's 10%, 8%, which is 38%. Add the 5 on, 43% of the goals are scored in that time. You can also see that most of their goals are scored in the second half. And we look at the totals, there's actually 33 goals in the second half. Now, if we look at the overs unders, you can actually see that 17 out of 20 games had a second half goal. Okay, so that's pretty solid, around 85%. Again, if we go and look at what 85% is in our implied probability on ace odds of 1.18 second half goal. Okay, current odds 1.34. Okay, second half's only just begun. It's about 5 minutes in. Okay, now what am I looking at with this match? What I'm looking at is getting in at 60 minutes, and I'll show you why. So going back to the software, let's have a look at goal times. And again, I love the fact you can just do all this at one click of a button all the time to look at this stuff. But you can see that it really ramps up around 60 to 70 minutes. Okay, again, looking at percentages, most of the goals are scored in that time period. And so we know that this is a strong contender. Now, of course, not a guarantee that there's going to be a goal, but I do like this. What do I want to see in the next 10 minutes? No goals scored. That's the first and foremost. I would like to see a little bit more in the stats. So let's see what we get in the next 10 minutes. But, we already think this is a value price, right? Now, there could be a goal in the next 10 minutes. We miss out because we waited. But I do feel like if we just wait, we're going to get some really juicy odds at 60 minutes here. So it's going to be worth waiting. Remember, there's nothing wrong with patience. You might miss the odd trade, but, how many people want to get in at really short odds? I don't mind these odds. It's around 1.4 now. So I don't. That's kind of probably close to my lower limit. But I'd much rather get tastier odds at a time period where it's more likely to have a goal. And that we can see in the stats here, they like to have goals in these time periods. Now, will they? We don't know. That's the beauty of Betfair trading. But we're going to have a look and hopefully get some juicy odds. Maybe get 1.5 plus, which would be a great price for me to get in at that stage. Hopefully we see a bit more in the stats as we go in the next sort of 8 minutes, and there's not a goal. We'll be back in a few minutes. Okay, we're nearing our entry time, just a minute to go now, so hopefully there won't be a goal. Shot on target, a couple of shots off. It's lively enough for me to get involved here. I still think it's obviously a really good chance of the second half goal. So we're over to Betfair. We can see the odds have jumped quite a bit here. So we're going to enter this trade in a few seconds. Okay, so we're ready to go into the market now. 10 seconds left. I think we'll get 1.6 potentially plus here. Although there's not that much money in the market, the odds are fairly close together a lot of the time on it, so it's quite good. Let's try and get 1.6 here. So imagine you're using £1,000 bank, you want to use 1%, so around £10 here. We'll just place that, but like I said, I think you can go full stake here, so if that is your stake, use that full stake, I think. But it is all or nothing. So, if you are in a situation where you're like, I don't want to risk that much if it's all or nothing, maybe just put a fiver on or whatnot. I'm happy to wait this because I think it's a fair price. Should get matched pretty quickly. Okay, we're matched there. So let's see if we get that goal. Like I say, what interests me here is the fact they have a lot of goals towards the end of the game. They score more goals in the second half. And we go to the over-under. Remember, 85% second half goal, which is really strong. And also know that when it has been a halftime score, the full-time score has not been 0-0. So look, half-time score 0-0, 20% of the time. Full-time score has not been 0-0. Okay, so again, it's using that pre-match software from BetfairTradingCommunity.com, using some in-play stats as well. Kind of double barrel, really, with these. I know some people ask, like, how do you get into the psychology of trading for, say you're going for a second half goal in this case? It's kind of having as many of those factors in your favor as possible, and then going, actually, do you know what? The odds are fairly juicy, right? 1.6 plus here. Pretty happy with that in a situation where we feel like there is going to be a second half goal. Of course, there might not be. Like I say, that's the beauty of trading. We'll come back and see what happens in this game. As you know, we post these win or lose. I'm not too fussed if it does lose. That's just the way trading goes sometimes. But the point is that this was a value situation, in my opinion. Well, Kelsa Paris, the goals come. But that's the thing, we knew it, right? We knew the value. Just update. We knew the value was there. We took the value. Hopefully this is helping you. I mean, I'm going to try and do a bunch of these lives for you guys and show you kind of how to find value in the football markets. Make sure you're backing up your, if you're looking at a match in play and you see the stats are interesting, make sure you're backing up with the stats. We saw that they have goals, right? These matches, they don't finish 0-0, look, 0%. And we look at goal times, okay? 60 to 70, lots of goals. When was the goal? When did it happen? So, yeah, 69, exactly. Bang between 60 and 70, okay? So we know that the odds are tons up. But even if they hadn't, we know they still have a lot of their goals between 70 and 90. So we were kind of sitting in a nice situation there. And like I say, we knew that they have a lot of second half goals. When we look at the over-unders, 85% of the games have second half goals. We also knew that the odds were bigger than they should have been at half time. We knew that 85% in decimal odds is 1.18. Right? Well, the odds were well over 1.3 at half time. So this is what you have to consider when you're entering a trade, looking for value. But we didn't get on at half time, did we? We waited until the 60th minute because that was what the stats were telling us was the time to enter. And we got 1.6 on a second half goal and 1 goal in a match. Look at what the odds are at kickoff. See what odds you get on most matches, right? I was looking at trade the Liverpool game tonight, but the odds are just nuts. I mean, let's see if we can get that one up here. So that'll be in play now. Half time. Where's Liverpool? There it is. So, you can see over under 1.5, 1.15. So you see the difference, right? So the next goal in this game is 1.15. Match we were looking at 1.3 plus. That's a massive difference in odds. And that's what I'm talking about with value. This match, I was looking at trade it, but you can't trade a match like this. There's just no value in this market. And I think that's the key. I really if there's anything I want to impart on you here, it's find value. If you're not a member of Betfair Trading Community, what are you doing? You're missing out on the best stats software there is. Go and get the help. This will help you identify value. Doing things like this is so good. It's half price for the first month as well. So we really are just encouraging everyone, come and dip your toes. We know there's been a lot of lies sort of spread about us online and all that jazz. So I want to kind of show you this stuff to show you the proof of the concept that this stuff does work, and it's really worth you giving it a go. Seeing if you can improve your Betfair trading and start to make money trading on Betfair. Hope you're enjoying these, guys. If you are, let me know in the comments. Let me know that you want more of them, and I'll keep doing them. Obviously, if you don't like them, tell me that as well, and then I'll stop doing them for you, because it takes time out of my evenings, but I think it's worth it for you guys if it does help you improve at your trading. We do have some strategies we can give you for free, so if you want the free strategies, just say the word free and we will send those over to you. Other than that, I hope you have a great evening. Hey, the Premier League's kicked off. Brilliant. I mean, this is probably going to go out in September. I'm so far ahead on videos at the minute because I'm just filming loads of these lives and they're quite easy for me to film. But yeah, great to see the new season in flow. I can't wait. I just love the fact so much more football in the evenings and the weekends and things to trade now. But yeah, have a great week, everyone. And I hope you make some money trading on Betfair.